Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with WOR. And yes, a quick apology before we get into this. I feel like I've said this so many times this week. Unfortunately, some of the audio didn't work. It's only for the first few laps of the Grand Prix, though luckily I actually got disconnected from the game and it meant I had to reset my recording anyway, so the second half is fixed. But yeah, we're back though. Round 2 of the year here from USA. If you missed out last week's video from Brazil, a very, very good fun race. Lots of action, lots of overtaking, and even the battle to the finish. I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Currently in the background is going to be my fastest lap from qualifying, but I promise me, this race is one you really want to stick around for. So many ups and downs, it is well worth the journey right from the beginning there. And of course, if you're new as well to this channel, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. We're getting closer and closer to 6,000 subscribers at the moment, so if you can help me get one step closer, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But of course, yeah, I mean, WOR, we just want to try and build up some consistency. I feel like we're fairly good in this league. You know, we've got a good chance for some big points over the course of the year. Of course, LCR, where it's just one split, you know, we've got a bit more of a pace split. You know, I want to be trying to score points in that league, but it might take a little bit longer. But I think, yeah, WOR this series, I feel like we can have a good run as a decent, you know, top of midfield runner. I feel is kind of going to be the aim. You know, if we can sort of finish 5th or 6th overall, I think we can walk away quite happy with ourselves. But running our way then through the final few corners of this Circuit of the Americas. So far, the laps felt pretty hooked up. Green Sector 1, Green Sector 2. It was only the final sector on my previous lap that I'd made any sort of particular error on. So as long as we don't do that through the infamous penultimate corner here, you see getting it actually quite nicely there. Not taking as much curb on the inside as I'd like, but getting it nicely wedged over the outside curbing. Through the final corner, we'll go nice and early on the throttle there, and you can see we're going to improve by 0.8 of a second, and that's going to bump us up into P9 at the end of qualifying there. But my teammate, 0.4 clear of anyone else there at the end of qualifying, so we were only about 3.5 away from the front row, so incredibly happy with that. You know, feel like we're building up pace, building up confidence here on F122. I just desperately need to get myself some new pedals, so fingers crossed I'm going to be able to get that sorted over the coming weeks. But let's get into it though, having a look towards the US Grand Prix, and it's going to be a dry to wet race. So I think the strategy we're going to have to incorporate here is jump onto a set of hard compound tyres ready for the start of the GP. Hope that we can make it to the wet conditions. Of course, we never really know with the weather forecast on F122, you know, whether that rain is actually going to come in the second half of the Grand Prix. You know, sometimes it's said that and it's appeared on like lap 4, for example. So we don't quite know exactly what might happen with that today. Just going to put a little bit of extra spare fuel in just in case, but I feel like safety cars are going to be a possibility this afternoon, you know. Obviously, this is the bottom no assist whatsoever split. So there's going to be probably quite a few people that are still learning no line, and of course in changeable conditions that can be quite fun at the best of times. But of course no formation lap as well in WOR as the clock counts down to 0. We need to try and get a good start, of course, starting on the outside for turn 1. I'm just going to try and get to the outside, avoid carnage and chaos at the first corner there. But here we go, 5 red lights for the US Grand Prix, and it is going to be a very long hold, but lights out. And away we go there, and actually avoiding the wheel spin quite nicely off the start there, getting a better run than the Alpine on my outside there in towards turn 1. Unfortunately, we've got an AlphaTauri and a Nascar both going in very, very aggressively, so we're just going to back out of that one. Like I said, I'm not too worried about losing a couple of places off the start there, straight down into P12 for this GP there as we wind our way in towards the S's for the first time. So easy just to pick up a little bit of front wing damage off the car in front of you, so we're just going to give ourselves a bit of breathing room, make sure we keep it clean and tidy here as we wind our way through the first sector there. AlphaTauri running very, very wide, so we're going to try and capitalise on that opportunity there, fling the car through the first S-bend of Sector 2, and we do squeeze by. Looks like the AlphaTauri has disappeared to the shadow realm. Not too sure where he's ended up there, but now we've got a Mercedes. This is Barney that, of course, we had that late race battle with last week. Oh, Alpine has been turned just in front of us there. A bit of contact with the Haas car, and now we've got an Aston Martin on our inside. Apologies for just kind of swinging out towards him a little bit, but he's still trying to give me a big old squeeze as we head down the back straight there. Mercedes are going to try and go defensive on him, and again, just not really a fan of the situation we're in here. It's everyone locking up slightly. Oh, we're just going to get squeezed out there as the Aston Martin didn't want to give the Merc any room, and that's going to allow the Ferrari to sneak through as well. So it really has not been the ideal lap one that we would have wanted there. Just at the wrong place at the wrong time on quite a few different occasions. There is all the Mercedes and the Ferrari going to ping together, and that's going to allow us to keep hold of P13. But yeah, that Ferrari, yeah, a little bit of decent going on. You can see moving around the circuit a bit erratically, not exactly what we want as we come towards the end of lap one. Luckily, our teammate Luke is still going to be leading the way there, and now the Ferrari has fully disconnected from the session, so we've got to try and make sure that we get a run on him as soon as possible. Here, as you can see, out of the final corner, but apparently he's got the 2019 Ferrari power unit. What is that? As we head back down towards turn one there, but luckily much braver on the brakes in towards turn one. We are back up then into P12, so still losing a few places on this opening lap, but nothing too much to worry about there. As you can see, heading on over to lap 3. Looks like the Aston Martin already with a 3-second time penalty here, but he's on the medium, so he's hoping that the rain is going to arrive a whole lot sooner in this Grand Prix, as the McLaren there is just going to kind of move out a little bit down the straight. Felt like we kind of met in the middle a little bit there, but not too sure why you're not just holding the line, and he's going to loop it off of the next corner there, so that's going to make that overtake a little bit easier for us, and we're back up then into P10 of this GP as we come towards the end of lap 4. Unfortunately, the Ferrari is actually going to spin out and retire from the session. That's going to bring out the safety car, which gives us a good chance. We actually got disconnected under the safety car, so this is where I reset the recording. So let's resume the action once more then at the end of the safety car period. Full game crash, but we are about to go green flag racing once more then. Luckily, I haven't lost out anything from all of that going on. Let's just try and make sure we got some heat into the tyres as we get ready to race once again. You can't even light up the rears. Come on. I know it's my teammate that's controlling the pace, but I would like it if he could control it a little bit faster. What is this? We're just sat here at 40 odd miles an hour in towards the final couple of corners. There's already a couple of cars with penalties. I think that's why the Mercedes behind me decided the box was to get rid of his. But yeah, I mean, this is going to get scrappy off the restart. I think leader has gone. Let's just try and make sure that we get everything. Whoa, big wash of understeer there through the final couple of corners. Tyres really do not want to work. So we're going to follow the Aston Martin out very wide through the final turn, but it is green flag racing once again then. A good chance to use a bit of battery. So try and just put a bit of heat into the fronts there as we head back up towards turn 1. If he wanted to try and outbrake me down the outside there, I thought we'd give him some room. But anyway, head down, focus. We've still got 21 laps to go with this race. Clouds, sorry, are starting to look a bit more ominous, so we'll see when that rain is going to arrive. But looking after the tyres might be quite essential there. It's big slide as we went through the end of the S's. Oh, Mark just giving us another update on the rain then. It is definitely going to arrive quite soon. Second half of this race is going to get slippery and potentially quite unpredictable as more cars out then of the race. There is plenty going on, and is that last week's winner? I don't know for sure, but... Oh! Turn around behind me! I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. I've turned around behind me and a Haas car has just murdered 2 other cars. And we got another safety car in this race. I know why we got that one. I'm being serious. Right, well, we're about to go green once again then. Here from the Circuit in the Americas. And sadly, both Merc and McLaren that pitted on that first safety car are now right behind me. So we might be slipping out of the points very quickly in this race, but still just waiting on when the rain might arrive. I feel like this time around our teammate is going to wait until probably heading in towards the final corner, or maybe even at the final turn to go for it. He's a bit too predictable to go at exactly the same place he did last time once again, which looks like he is. Try and get a bit of heat into our tyres. Is he just going to try and bolt out the final couple of turns? I mean, this probably would get him told off in real Formula 1. Oh, Red Bull's gone. I've got to return to correct position. No, it's corrected itself, and it is green flag racing then. I didn't expect to make a place off the restart, but there we go. Pretty clean and tidy for myself. Again, the skies are getting more and more ominous around the Circuit of the Americas, but still, the rain is a few laps out. Nope, there's the flash. So the rain has now started falling. It's just a case of how badly is it going to be, because I mean we could end up in a situation where it never gets wet enough even for the intermediates. I've got them set up good to go, But it might just be that we've really got to extend this stint out more and more, which is not too difficult when we've had 2 safety cars, but just got to look after it, keep it sensible and between the white lines. Still very, very cold tyres off this restart. Do not get another warning for doing that.
The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least.
Right, okay, there we go. So team reckon the rain's going to get heavier and heavier, and that is going to give those medium compound runners behind me a big advantage. Of course, yeah, the softer the tyres, the much better they are in these conditions. As now we've got the Merc and the Aston Martin going for it just up the road. Will they come together, or will they keep it clean and tidy? Just everyone's got to be sensible now. A lot can happen. As soon as I say that, big dive bombs coming in. Someone into the pit lane as well. He was very, very early. Oh no, it's my teammate. Don't say he's picked up damage. Whatever's happened, we're up now into 7th in this race. That is way too early to be boxing though, surely. Oh, here comes the McLaren though. Can have a look to the inside. More confident on the brakes, and we'll just give him the room. Don't want to do anything too risky. Still a long old afternoon. But yeah, using way too much battery as well off this restart. But yeah, I mean, now it's just a case of keeping it clean and tidy and sort of seeing where you end up. We're going to lose another one. AlphaTauri sneaks by, but not too worried. Someone into the pits though. Very, very late call, but into the pits they do go. So our car's trying to make the switch? Surely not. DRS has just been re-enabled, so obviously from the safety car, so it's definitely still too early. Whoa! Getting a big push there from the Haas car behind me. He's on soft, and I think this was the guy that killed about 3 other cars earlier on. So I'm not sure this is the guy that I really want to spend too much time battling with, as yellow flags out. Someone's done something, as we'll keep the place. I genuinely don't know what happened there. I'm guessing he just lit up the rears. That all got a bit confusing, but we're at half distance. Still no idea what's going to go on with this rain. Oh, we've got a safety car. Another one? Oh, do we risk it now? Surely we can't risk it yet. I feel like we should though. I don't know what it is. There's something in the back of my mind telling me that it's worth just boxing now onto the inters. Mark's still saying dries are the way to go, but there's just that little part of me going, if we can be one of the only cars on the restart on the inters, we might get effectively a free pit stop out of it. And what, no one else is going for it at the road, but there are more and more moisture coming up on the screen. One car's gamble, I'm going to gamble it. Intermediate tyres, don't bin it, into the pit lane. Might see a couple more behind us come in. Why haven't I got a pit lane warning limiter thing? Come on. Yeah, there we go. McLaren onto intermediates as well, so a couple of us are considering the gamble. But it's going to need to rain more and more Williams behind us as well. Let's go. Going to come out pretty close to a Ferrari. Don't know what tyres they're on. But, oh, this is so difficult. Everyone trying to take different gambles at the moment. We're going to be ahead of the Ferrari? No, we are not. But these guys are going to be on worn-in tyres, unlike myself. Okay. So other intermediate runners then look like they're going to be boxing the other way. Back over onto dries. So what do they know that we don't? This is not reassuring. I need... Let's have a look. How useless is that, Mark? I want to know whether these are the tyres to be on, not whether they're still worn one lap in.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Hey? That is impressive. He's done a George Russell. Right, okay, safety car is in this lap. My game's just decided it's not going to tell me that. But this is going to be moment of truth time then. I'm so nervous. Have the McLaren and I made the right call? Or are we on the wrong compounded tyres at this stage of the day? It is meant to get wetter and wetter. You can see there are more and more puddles forming. I want to be quietly optimistic here, but I'm so nervous as everyone's trying to get heat into the tyres. Are we going to see more cars peeling into the pit lane? No, we aren't, but it's green flag racing. One car's in. Come on! We've got to go. Everyone's boxing. Oh, look at that. Aston Martin there runs very, very wide. Yes! We might have made the right call. Come on, let's go. I don't know what tyres everyone else is on further back, but this has been apparently the right call then. It's up the inside at Telmon will go. We've got to work with the McLaren now, and it might be about 4 cars
but I got a pit stop over everyone. I don't want to get overconfident, but come on, there's a big chance of points here now. A big gamble, but we've got to keep it on the island as well, far more importantly. I mean, look at this. DRS now disabled, as we're all over the back of the McLaren as well. You know what? We're feeling quite confident here. Hasn't happened much today as Red Bull at the road locks up. Now we've got the AlphaTauri trying to have a look for a move on them, but I mean, the dries aren't losing huge amounts, but they definitely are slower, as this could end up being a battle for the lead in this race. Still got 10 more laps to go, still a lot can change. But let's just wait and see, as, oh, you can just see all of those dry compound runners. No! What are you doing? Why? Right, we've picked up a tiny bit of damage. That is going to cost us, but hopefully not too badly. I think we've just got to show the nose. Whoa, big send. But we've just got so much more grip. Got to go for it. It's around the outside of the Red Bull. I mean, look at that. That's mad. Just hang on. Hang on. There we go. But, yeah, I mean, that damage is going to cost us. Unfortunate that the Alpine just looped it slightly. But we've still got a massive chance at some huge points here, as long as we just keep it smooth, keep it clean and tidy. I don't know how many of us it was that opted to stay out. Is it just the two of us? No, there is a couple more. But some of them have got penalties as well. Let's just keep it focused and try to keep seeing if we can apply some pressure to this McLaren. The last thing we want now is another safety car in this race. That huge advantage that we've just been able to build up could get eroded very, very quickly, as there are still some quick cars behind us. But they've all got penalties as well. We're definitely losing a fair bit of time because of this aero damage, but I mean, Thomas has got a 3-second penalty. So if we can try and keep him at bay for a few more laps, then maybe it just won't give him a chance to pull away enough. But I think the McLaren could be set to make it another McLaren win at the start of this year. I can't remember if it was him or the other one that won last week. There's certainly a solid start to the campaign for that team. Unfortunately, I think our teammate was the last car to make the switch over onto Inters, so he might be in a world of hurt. This front wing damage might really be costing us a lot of time through the twisty bits, but I'm more than prepared in the final quarter of this race just to park the bus if I have to. Don't really care if we end up building up a bit of a train. There's definitely a lot of quicker cars behind us, but I just want to try and preserve a good result for myself. That's the goal late on in the day. And also make sure we don't get a penalty. There we go, another car behind us just have picked up one. That is really handy. Just definitely not getting the line right through there every time. Oh, no! Safety car's out though. No! Oh, that's going to potentially really hurt us. Why is the McLaren boxing? Why on earth is the McLaren pitting? We've got to stay out, surely, late on in the day. This is crazy. We're going to be leading the US Grand Prix with about 3 laps to go. I've got no idea why on earth he's boxed. Surely he doesn't believe it's time for full wets. He has! He's gone full wets. That is a huge gamble. Sure, I mean, Marks has told me it was good enough to stay on the Inters. Everyone else is doing so. Oh, this is so scary. So scary. I mean, I want this safety car to stay out for as long as possible late on in this race. A front wing damage may not look too bad, but it is costing us so much performance around this track. We've got 2 cars behind us with penalties. Yeah, definitely not ready for full wet still. I think the McLaren might have messed it up, but we, like I said, want that safety car out. I think the latest it can be out is the end of 26. If it stays out till then, I'm perfectly content, because we have just still got to park the bus to the flag. Got to load more cars into the pits, though. Are they all going on to full wets? Surely not. Come on. We made one good call in this race. I really hope it's 2. Right, safety car in then. At the end of this one, we are going to control the pace throughout these final 2 laps, hopefully. But pretty much every car outside the top 4 has now gone onto the full wets. Do they know something we don't? The 3 behind me have got penalties. We're going to ride on board throughout these final 2 laps, irrespective of what happens here, as we're just actually trying to keep the pace up, to be honest. We'll wait and see what we can do in towards the final couple of turns, but I just want to keep it on the island, keep it clean, control the pace as we round our way through these final couple of turns. Safety car is in. It's just nice and easy. Oh, through the final couple of turns, that is a lot of understeer. But let's go. Come on. Green flag racing. We've done a pretty good restart, but are we going to see Those full wet tyres have the advantage. I'm going to have to concentrate. Whoa, lots of aquaplaning in towards 1. Luckily, the full wets won't have as big advantage over the inters as the inters did over the dries, but it will still be a big old advantage, potentially. No, no, that's not a good sign. What? I've been absolutely destroyed. What on earth was that? And now an Alpine snuck by. I got no! Come on, keep it on the island. The wets have definitely got the advantage. That is heartbreaking towards the end. We're going to lose the lead of this Grand Prix. Oh, no. Come on, just try and walk home with a decent position still. I cannot believe that. 1 lap to go. It's all gone away. I don't care about a clear patch mark. I want it to be clear now. No. Come on, bro, let's not cost each other time late on. I haven't got penalties, I might still be able to jump a couple of these guys. Oh, come on, we're not even in a real battle. Oh, come on. Oh. I'm not even going to be able to keep a couple of places from the penalties. Oh, I'm so heartbroken. Oh, I broke way too late, way too late, way too late. But as long as we can stay close. Don't. Second time through there I've been hit. We might still be able to hang on to P6 in all of this. As long as we stay close to these two. I know they've both got penalties, so it's just as long as the Red Bull doesn't cost me anything to the AlphaTauri. I cannot believe that's all gone. Pete Tong right at the end there, so gutted. So gutted, that could have been such a decent result. With the front wing damage as well, that would have been an absolute miracle finish, but get through the final couple of corners, Matt. Alpine takes the win. The AlphaTauri and Red Bull are still going to be duking it out to the flag, but I think it's going to be P6 on the road for us. It hurts. It hurts. We were highest intermediate runner there in the end when the penalties have all been negotiated, but yeah, it felt, to be honest, I don't think we would have kept ahead of the Ferrari or the McLaren. Even, you know, I don't think we lost 2.5 seconds from that battle, but oh, it's 6th place in the end. It could have been the win. We had to take the gamble late on in the day. You know, we made the right call first time round, but sadly, second time, it wasn't meant to be there. 5 DNFs, though, from this race is kind of crazy as well. And unfortunately, my teammate started from the pole, but unable to walk away with any points. It hurts. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. It really does. But that was such a topsy-turvy race. Well, there we go then, having a look at our final race results. Plenty of penalties around the grid, but it is Talentless who takes home the win. Clearly slightly more talented than he thought there. Barney P2 ahead of Neil. The McLaren there in P4 in the end with that 5-second penalty. Trap Paulos in P5 ahead of myself, Chris. Risks, Adrian and Thomas rounding out the top 10 there. But a heartbreaking end, I won't lie. But, you know, good solid points on the board nonetheless there. So we can't complain too much. You know, we live and learn, everything like that. Thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we will definitely be returning very, very soon with more WOR. I think I just got one warning that race, and it was about lap 2, if I remember correctly. We got one warning there. Yep, that was the only warning we got all evening, so pretty happy with that. But yeah, we will return. I can't quite remember where we're racing next week, but hopefully it's going to be more good fun.